My name's Wi-Fi the Elf. Now I'm coming to you live from the reindeer outpost in the North Pole, and I'm... Oh, wait a minute, let me check these cables. Oh, that's better. Now I'm going to connect you with Father Christmas so we can hear all about the adventures from the North Pole. I'm so very excited. I do love these. So get snuggled in and listen for the latest adventures from Father Christmas.
Welcome, dear friends, to another magical episode of the Adventures from the North Pole. I'm your host, Father Christmas, and today I have an exciting story about a wonderful, innovative elf called Masha. She's gearing up for the annual delivery simulation, and I assure you this tale is filled with surprises and excitement. So snuggle up, get cozy, and let's begin Masha's merry mission. In the heart of the North Pole, the air buzzed with anticipation. Masha, the master of logistics at the Christmas Eve delivery headquarters, was preparing for the annual delivery simulation. This wasn't just any practice run, it was the most important event leading up to Christmas Eve. The simulation ensured that every detail was perfect, every elf was prepared, and every reindeer was ready to fly. Masha, with her keen eye for detail and unwavering dedication, was determined to make this the very best one yet. Masha's workshop was a hive of activity. Tables were covered with maps, charts, and lists. Strings of fairy lights illuminated the room, casting a warm, magical glow over the busy elves. The scent of freshly baked cookies wafted through the air, mingling with the crisp smell of snow. "All right, team," Masha said. "Today we're going to run through the entire delivery process. Every package, every route, every landing must be perfect. Let's make this year's simulation the best one ever." She really was very excited about this. Masha's voice carried through the workshop, filled with enthusiasm and determination. She had spent weeks planning every aspect of the simulation, from the intricacies of the delivery routes to the precise timing of each sleigh takeoff and landing. Her desk was covered in maps and checklists and schedules, all meticulously organized, not like my desk. Masha moved through the workshop with purposeful strides. Her pointed ears peeked out from beneath her bright red hat, adorned with silver bells that jingled ever so softly with each step. She wore a green coat with gold embroidery, the official uniform of the Master of Logistics. Her eyes sparkled with excitement as she inspected every detail, ensuring that everything was in its place. The elves around her shared her excitement. They scurried around, gathering supplies, checking equipment, and making final adjustment to the sleigh. The atmosphere was electric, each elf eager to contribute to the success of the simulation. "Let's get those packages loaded. Check the reindeer harnesses again. Make sure the sleigh bells are in perfect tune." The elves were chattering away, rushing around getting ready. Masha stopped by the reindeer stables where Joy and Jingle, the reindeer handlers, were carefully grooming the reindeer. The magnificent creatures with their glossy coats and twinkling eyes were the pride of the North Pole. Masha patted Dasher's neck, feeling the strength and warmth beneath the soft fur. "They look fantastic," Masha said to Joy. "Let's make sure their harnesses are secure and comfortable." "Absolutely, Masha," said Joy. "We've checked them twice, and we'll check them again." Masha moved on to the sleigh maintenance area where Lenny, the master mechanic, was fine-tuning the magical engines. The sleighs gleamed under the lights. Their red and gold paint jobs were immaculate. The sleigh was equipped with the latest navigation spells and the speed-enhancing charms. "How's everything looking, Lenny?" asked Masha. "Everything's in tip-top shape, Masha, ready for anything," Lenny said confidently. Satisfied with the preparations, Masha returned to her command center. She took a deep breath. feeling the weight of responsibility, but also the thrill of the challenge. This simulation was crucial. It was their chance to iron out any wrinkles to ensure that Christmas Eve went off without a hitch. Masha took a final deep breath. "All right, team, let's begin the simulation," Masha proudly announced. With a wave of her hand, Masha activated the large, enchanted map that dominated the command center. It showed the entire world, dotted with markers representing each delivery stop. The elves gathered round, their faces a mix of concentration and excitement. Simulation began with the first sleigh team taking off. Their departure flawless, Masha monitored their progress closely, her eyes flicking between the map and the various monitoring crystals that displayed real-time data from the sleighs. The air was thick with anticipation, every elf focused on their task. "Great start, everyone," said Masha. "Keep those communications clear and concise. We need to be ready for anything." The elves moved with practiced precision, their movements a well-choreographed dance of efficiency. Packages were loaded and unloaded with care. Reindeer teams were swapped out seamlessly, and every aspect of the delivery process was scrutinized and perfected. Masha couldn't help but feel a swell of pride as she watched her team work. Their dedication and hard work was a testament to the spirit of the North Pole. But she knew that challenges were inevitable, and it was how they responded to those challenges that would define their success. "Stay sharp, team," said Masha. "This is just the beginning." And so, with hearts full of determination and minds sharp with focus, Masha and her team embarked on the most important simulation of the year. The stage was set, and the magic of the North Pole and the elves themselves were ready to be tested. The simulation was off to a great start. The first few deliveries went flawlessly, with the elves working together like a well-oiled machine. Masha watched from the command center, her heart swelling with pride as she monitored the progress. The sleighs glided smoothly through the crisp winter air, propelled by the powerful reindeer dust drive. This incredible system harnessed the magical properties of the reindeer's dust, fine shimmering particles shed from the antlers of the magical reindeer as they flew. The dust was collected, processed, and converted into the energy needed to power the sleigh's space-time manipulation drive. "Excellent work, everyone," said Masha. "Keep those sleighs moving and the communications clear." The sleigh's Aurora Bell resonance emitter, the ABRE, created the beloved jingling sound as they interacted with the Earth's atmosphere, adding a festive touch to the simulation. The reindeer teams, led by Joy and Jingle, were performing beautifully, their strength and endurance a testament to their rigorous training. However, as the simulation progressed, the weather began to change. A sudden snowstorm rolled in, the wind howling and the snow falling thick and fast. Visibility dropped, and the reindeer struggled against the fierce gusts. Masha's brow furrowed as she realized they were in for a real challenge. "We need to adapt, team," said Masha. "Adjust the flight paths and keep communication lines open. We can do this," Masha said with a determined, strong voice. The storm wasn't the only challenge, but just the first. One of the sleighs, equipped with the latest temporal adjustment module, began to experience malfunctions. The module allowed me to maintain a normal perception of time while we deliver all the presents. But now it was flickering and causing distortions around the sleigh. "Masha, we've got a problem with the TAM," said Lenny in a concerned voice. "It's causing time distortions and affecting the navigation." Masha took a breath and then calmly said to Lenny, "I need you to troubleshoot the problem. Everyone else focus on keeping the reindeer calm and the sleigh steady. Joy, Jingle, guide the other sleighs around the turbulence." Lenny, the master mechanic, sprang into action. He quickly identified the issue with the temporal adjustment module. The storm had caused a build-up of magical energy, disrupting the delicate balance needed for the module to function properly. Lenny's fingers flew over the controls, recalibrating the settings and stabilizing the module. The elves worked together seamlessly, their teamwork shining through the storm's fury. Joy and Jingle guided the reindeer with expert precision, their calm voices reassuring the magical creatures. Masha coordinated the efforts from the command center, her voice steady and reassuring over the comms. "Easy now, Dasher," said Joy. "We've got this. Just follow our lead." "That's it, team," said Jingle. "Keep it steady." As the storm raged on, the sleighs battled the fierce winds and magical interference. Masha kept a close watch on the enchanted map, ensuring that each sleigh stayed on course despite the challenges. The team's determination and innovative thinking were crucial in overcoming the obstacles. "Great job, everyone," said Masha, encouraging them all. "We're almost through the worst of it. Keep focused. We can do this." With the sleighs stabilizing and the reindeer teams back on track, the simulation continued. The elves' spirits remained high, bolstered by their shared mission and the knowledge that they were saving their beloved reindeer. They sang songs to keep their morale up, their voices carrying through the wind and snow. Step by step, they made their way back, each elf supporting the other. It was a challenging journey, but their spirits remained high. With the sleighs battling the fierce winds and magical interference, Masha kept a close watch on the enchanted map. She could see one of the delivery routes led through a particularly turbulent area where the storm and the disturbance converged. This would be the greatest challenge yet. Calmly, she spoke to Joy and Jingle. "I need you to guide the last sleigh through the turbulence. Use your knowledge of the reindeer's strengths and weaknesses. Lenny, stay on standby for any technical issues." "We've got this," said Joy. "Let's show them what we're made of, Jingle." "Right behind you, Joy. Let's do this," said Jingle. Joy and Jingle communicated constantly with the reindeer, their voices steady and encouraging. The reindeer, sensing their handler's confidence, pushed forward with renewed determination. The sleigh rocked and swayed in the turbulent air, but Joy and Jingle's expert handling kept it on course. Masha's eyes flicked between the map and the monitoring crystals, her mind racing with calculations. She noticed another sleigh was struggling to maintain altitude due to a sudden downdraft. The reindeer were tiring and the sleigh began to wobble dangerously. She said, "Team 3, reduce your load and redistribute the weight. Lenny, guide them on the adjustments. Everyone else, stay focused." Lenny's voice crackled over the communication crystal, providing precise instructions. The elves in Team 3 worked swiftly, shifting the weight and securing the cargo. The reindeers relieved of some of the burden, regaining their strength and steadying their flight. Reassuringly, Lenny said, "Good job, Team 3. Keep it steady and follow Masha's adjustments." As they approached the delivery zone, the magical interference intensified. The air around them crackled with errant spells, creating unpredictable currents and flashes of light. Masha knew they needed to stay calm and coordinate to navigate through this chaos. "All teams, we're entering the most challenging part of the simulation," said Masha in a focused voice. "Stick to your flight paths and trust your training. You've got this." The sleighs pressed on. Their reindeer teams worked tirelessly against the elements. The elves communicated constantly, sharing updates and encouragement. Masha's leadership and the team's unity were evident in every maneuver, every adjustment. Just when it seemed they had overcome the worst, another challenge arose. A sudden surge of magical energy caused one of the sleighs to lose control. Its enchanted engine sputtering and the sleigh veering dangerously off course. The reindeer, startled by the surge, began to panic. In a calm but urgent voice, Masha said, "Lenny, we need you to stabilize the engine. Joy, Jingle, guide the reindeer back on course. Everybody else, maintain formation. Lenny worked frantically, his fingers flying over the controls. He sent bursts of stabilizing magic to the engine, his brow furrowed with concentration. Joy and Jingle, meanwhile, used their deep bond with the reindeer to calm them with the voices that were soothing and steady. Easy, Prancer. We're here with you. Just follow our lead, said Joy, in a supportive voice that only Jingle can do. That's it, Dasher. We've got you. Stay with us. The reindeer, reassured by their handlers, began to calm down. Lenny's stabilizing spells took effect, and the sleigh's engine roared back to life. The sleigh righted itself, and the team resumed their course, their hearts pounding with relief. Lenny took a big deep breath. Engine stabilized. Great work, everyone. Let's finish this strong, he said. The final stretch of the simulation was in sight. The storm began to ease, and the magical interference lessened. The teams, now more synchronized than ever, moved with precision and confidence. Each sleigh made its final deliveries, the packages landing perfectly on the designated spots. As the last sleigh touched down at the command center, a cheer erupted from the assembled elves. They had faced the toughest simulation yet and emerged victorious. Masha's heart swelled with pride as she looked at her team, their faces glowing with triumph. We did it, everyone, said Masha, beaming with joy. We faced every challenge and overcame them together. I couldn't be prouder of all of you. The elves gathered around Masha, their voices filled with excitement and pride. They had not only completed the simulation, but had also learned valuable lessons of teamwork, resilience, and innovation too. Masha, your leadership was incredible, said Joy, grinning away. We couldn't have done it without you. And Lenny, your quick thinking saved us more than once, said Jingle, nodding and smiling at Lenny. Great job, everyone. Masha knew the success of the simulation was a team effort. Each elf had played a crucial role, and their combined efforts had ensured their success. The simulation had tested their limits, but it had also strengthened their bonds and honed their skills. Today showed us what we're capable of, said Masha. We faced the unexpected and adapted. This is the spirit of the North Pole. Together, we can handle anything. As the elves celebrated their success, Masha began to think about the future. The simulation had highlighted areas of improvement and inspired wonderful new ideas. She was determined to make the annual delivery simulation an even more integral part of the preparations. Simulation has taught us so much, said Masha thoughtfully. I think we should make it a regular event, with different scenarios each time. It will keep us sharp and ready for anything. The idea was met with enthusiastic approval. The elves were excited about the prospect of regular simulations, each one presenting new challenges and opportunities. Masha set to work planning a series of drills that would test their skills in various conditions, from snowstorms to magical disturbances. And so Masha's merry mission became a beloved tradition at the North Pole. Each year the simulation grew more elaborate, the challenges more complex, but with Masha's leadership and the unwavering teamwork of the elves, they faced each one with confidence and joy, and Jingle too. The North Pole thrived under Masha's guidance, her innovative solutions and dedication to teamwork, inspiring everyone around her. And as each Christmas Eve approached, the team knew they were ready for anything, their hearts full of the magic and wonder that made the North Pole so very special. I do remember one year she introduced a scenario where the reindeer had to navigate through an enchanted forest filled with mischievous sprites that tried to divert them off course. The elves had to work together and stay focused to keep the reindeer on track. In another simulation, Masha created a scenario where the sleighs had to make emergency landings in a series of challenging terrains, from icy cliffs to dense forests. The elves learned how to quickly assess and adapt to their surroundings, ensuring the safety of the reindeer and the delivery of the presents. Each simulation not only improved their skills, but also built the team closer together. They shared laughs, faced challenges, and celebrated their successes. Masha's leadership and the team's dedication turned these drills into valuable learning experiences. The simulations also became a way for new elves to integrate into the team. Masha made sure to include different elves each year, giving each a chance to participate and contribute. This inclusivity fostered a strong sense of community and belonging. "All right, new recruits," Masha would say in a welcoming voice, "this is your chance to show us what you've got. Remember, we're all in this together," she would say each year. "Yes, Masha," in excited voices the elves would shout back, "We're ready." As the years passed, the simulations became more advanced. Masha introduced new technologies and magical enhancements to make the drills even more realistic. She collaborated with the most talented elf engineers in the North Pole to design scenarios that tested every aspect of their skill. One particularly memorable simulation involved a magical blizzard that not only obscured the visibility but also created illusions of obstacles. The team had to rely on their instincts and training to distinguish reality from illusion and complete their mission successfully. The North Pole thrived under Masha's guidance, her solutions and dedication to teamwork inspiring everyone around her. As the simulations progressed, Bixby and Biscotti, those playful cats, often found themselves drawn into the bustling activity. One snowy afternoon, during a particularly complex simulation, their curiosity led them on an unexpected adventure that would intertwine with the simulation itself. This particular year, Bixby found himself fascinated by the flurry of activity. He darted between the elves, his eyes wide with curiosity. Biscotti, her wise and gentle companion, followed at a leisurely pace, keeping a watchful eye on the mischievous kitten. Bixby's adventure led him to the enchanted map in the command center. His paw accidentally tapped a glowing crystal, causing the map to flicker, revealing a hidden route that no one had noticed before. Masha, who was nearby, saw the new path light up and realized it could be a shortcut through the turbulence. "What's this, a hidden route?" said Masha in a surprised voice. "Bixby, you clever kitten, you've just found us a way through the storm." Masha quickly checked the new route. It was risky, but could save them precious time. She decided to incorporate it in the simulation, testing the team's ability to adapt to sudden changes. The elves were briefed, and they set off with renewed determination. "All right, team," said Masha in a confident voice. "Thanks to Bixby, we have a new route. It's going to be tricky, but I know you can handle it. Let's go." As the team navigated the hidden route, they encountered unexpected challenges. The path was narrow, and the winds were fierce, but Bixby's discovery proved invaluable. The reindeer, guided by Joy and Jingle, maneuvered skillfully through the tight spaces, while Lenny monitored the sleigh's stability. Meanwhile, Biscotti, not wanting to be left out, found her way to the supply area. She nudged a loose latch on a crate, causing it to open and reveal a stash of emergency magical stabilizers that Masha had forgotten all about. Lenny saw the crate and realized the stabilizers could help counter the magical interference they were experiencing. "Look what Biscotti found," said Lenny excitedly. "These stabilizers were exactly what we need. Let's get them in there now." With the stabilizers in place, the team's navigation began to get smoother, and the magical disturbance lessened. The combined efforts of Bixby and Biscotti had inadvertently provided crucial assistance to the simulation. "Bixby and Biscotti," said Masha in a graceful voice. "Bixby and Biscotti," said Masha in a grateful voice. "You've both been a huge help, thank you." The final stretch of the simulation was challenging but manageable. The elves worked together seamlessly, their confidence bolstered by the unexpected help from the kittens. As they completed the simulation, a sense of triumph and unity filled the air. The elves raised their mugs of hot cocoa to toast Masha and even gave some treats to Bixby and Biscotti. The warmth of the unity and the spirit of teamwork filled the room, making the North Pole a beacon of hope and joy for all, and thanks to the cats as well. And that, my dear friends, is the story of Masha's merry mission, a tale of leadership, innovation, and the incredible power of teamwork. Now, before we part, I leave you with 2 questions to ponder. If you were part of Masha's team, what solutions would you come up with in these challenging situations? And inspired by Bixby and Biscotti, what simple joy brought a smile to your face this week? Reflect on these thoughts, share your stories, and remember, the magic of the North Pole is always just a story away. Until our paths cross again, under the twinkling of the stars, keep the spirit of adventure alive. Goodbye, my dear children, and remember, every day is a chance to make a difference, to spread a little kindness, and to celebrate the beautiful tapestry of life. Farewell!